Riddle and Riddle, Friday Night Rivals, presented by the University of North Carolina, brings us to Cap 8 country, historic Broughton High School, as the Capitals welcome in the would-be spoilers from Wakefield. Tonight, two teams seeking a late season spark. It's the 3-4 Broughton Capitals and the 0-7 Wakefield Wolverines. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Rivals. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter. And Jay, two very proud Triangle programs treading on very tough times. Wakefield has had 9 consecutive losing seasons, and Broughton looking for its first winning campaigns in 2018.
Yeah, Patrick, Wakefield's looking to turn around, and what way to do it tonight here on Broughton's home field. And for the Capitals, they're getting ready for the playoffs. This would be a huge push and a big win with momentum going into November football.
It would be a second straight playoff campaign for the Capitals. Let's now take a look at our star players and our keys, both brought to you by the Central Carolina Chevy dealers. Visit your Central Carolina Chevy dealers today.
For Wakefield, their linebacker, Maddox Lowry, has been outstanding. He averages over 14 tackles per game. He has sideline-to-sideline speed. His instincts is what really separates him, getting after the quarterback and just the feel for the game. His leadership ability is top-notch. Over on the other side for Broughton, Reeve Smith is a two-way star. At wide receiver, he can take the top off of defense. He has excellent speed. His hands going across the middle. He's known for making that big catch. And on the defensive side, he's an enforcer from his safety position. One of the leaders of this program. He's going to have a big game tonight on both sides of the field.
Central Carolina Chevy dealers, keys to the game. Wakefield comes in, a lot of kind of duress, some transfers, some injuries, guys playing different positions. What are the keys tonight for you, Jay?
Well, the biggest thing for the Wolverines is the time of possession on the offensive end, making sure they hold on to the ball, pick up third downs, and continue driving. Executing the red zone. And on defense, they've got to be sound tackling. Over for the Capitals, limiting mistakes and doing your job. It's a game of being disciplined, following your keys, and making sure everybody's on the same page. That's been the focus area for Broughton.
All right, critical players coming back and playing some key spots in the skill position tonight. More with that on that story. It's the third member of our broadcast crew. It's Madison Little. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Quarterbacks on both sides tonight were truly last-minute decisions as both teams continue to battle through injury. For Wakefield, it's actually Grayson Clopton, the true tight end and defensive end, who's been asked to step up under center. Their QB1, Tristan Carbos, has been sidelined with an injury, but is available tonight. Head coach Trent Wilson told me we could see him at some point, but for now, they're going with Clopton. On the other side, Broughton gets its original starter back. Senior Hayden Hicks returns after missing time since week 4 with injury. Head coach Tom McGuire told me he's confident in Hicks, and he thinks he can give this team exactly what they need right now, some leadership. Two guys stepping up in different ways, both willing to do whatever it takes, and it all starts when we come back on Friday Night Rivals.
Well, it's just a spectacular night in Raleigh. Broughton High School, the venue tonight for Friday night rivals. It's Wakefield and Broughton. And believe it or not, on this late October Friday, temperatures are sitting at 58 crystal clear degrees. And boy, both these teams looking to heat up. Broughton comes in 3-4, 1-3 in the Cap A. There's Trent Wilson Sr. as he finishes up his second year as the head coach for the Wakefield Wolverines. Jay, they're 0-7, and they've won only one of their last 31 conference games. They could use a big win over Tom McGuire's Capitals tonight.
Yeah, and talking with both coaches before the game, they're excited about tonight's game and the opportunity to really kickstart things, playing their best football here later on the season. They feel like each of their teams have been progressing well and improving each week. And for Broughton, this is an opportunity to get hot as you get close to the playoffs.
Wakefield in the all-whites, and there is the kicker for Broughton. The Capitals will kick things off. And Austin Youngs opens up the ball game. Our Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Legacy Construction and Roofing, always here when you need us. And a good special teams coverage play by the kick team of the Capitals. And we will see Wakefield go on offense. Again, the Wolverines 0-7, 0-4 in Cap A play this year, as we have a penalty marker down on the opening kickoff of the ball game. And Derek Nunn, our referee in the white hats, getting the explanation. For the Wolverines, over the course of the year, Jay, outscored 296-62, and they've had kind of a revolving door at the quarterback position. That'll be key for the Wolverines tonight as they welcome back Grayson Clopton.
There's been injuries that both sides have dealt with, and Wakefield guys have gone down, and different younger players have had to step up, and Clopton coming back to start again at the quarterback position. He's a Division I recruit, a young player, but he'll play the highest level in college, but now filling in at the quarterback spot where he's shown a lot of potential.
And this is Clopton throwing on first down across the middle off of the fingertips of Peyton Stevens as we take a look at the Riddle and Riddle starting lineups for the Wakefield offense. Riddle and Riddle when justice counts.
Well, Round Clopton is a very athletic group with Ningle, Brogdon, Bowie, Bodkin, and Stevens. And up front, Carrasco, Allen, Jones, Atkinson, and Zambrana. That offensive line is going to have to create push tonight to get the running game going.
Yeah, offensively, this has been a challenged Wolverines squad this year. Their three quarterbacks have combined for only 6 touchdown passes. And of their top running backs, only Clopton has scored one time. High snap, bobbled, kick toward the goal line, and Broughton is going to scoop it up and take it home. Davis Cunningham with the pressure was able to corral the bouncing football and carry it in, and here we are just 18 seconds deep on homecoming and a 6-0 Capitals lead in the Wakefield turnover.
Yeah, the goal tonight for Broughton was create turnovers on the defensive side of the snap, just not able to be handled, and Cunningham doing a good job shooting through the gap. And what a start for the Capitals with the fumble recovered. Cunningham, the senior, easily gets in the end zone and points on the board first for Broughton.
Well, the snap wasn't awful, but went off the high right side of the hand of Clopton. And Cunningham had the full head of steam. 6-0 Broughton. And on for the extra point, booted through Austin Youngs. The offense hasn't touched the football yet for the Capitals. We're 18 seconds in, and Broughton on homecoming already up a touchdown on winless Wakefield. An absolutely nightmarish start for Wakefield on a botched snap on the second play from scrimmage. And a fumble recovery by Davis Cunningham, the senior defensive back for Broughton. And the head coach for Wakefield, Trent Wilson, sees his Wolverines already snookered in the corner. 0-7 are the Wolverines coming in. And Jay, they were looking for a little more positivity to begin this ball game, yes?
Yeah, I think it's going to be so important to have a response here for Wakefield. And they wanted to get off to a good start, but how do you overcome adversity? They need to get a drive going here and make sure they do a good job running the ball, but mixing in the pass, keeping balance.
Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff always here when you need us. And that is fair, caught to around the 31-yard line. So we'll see how this second offensive set unfolds for the Wolverines. Again, they've used 3 different quarterbacks over the course of the year. Tristan Carbus, who is available tonight, as we heard from Madison in the pregame. And we will see Clopton come back out, thrown for a little more than 400 yards, 48% clip this year. And the junior quarterback will have to block that out of his mind very, very quickly. And there's a look at Carbus on the sideline for Wakefield. He's played a good number of snaps for the Wolverines this year. So here we go, a season littered with adversity for the Wolverines, and more piled on the second snap offensively tonight. We'll see how they respond. And here's a toss. It almost looked like Dingle was going to throw. A penalty marker comes in as Dingle retreats all the way back to the 25-yard line. That's a 6-yard loss pending the outcome of this penalty, and is holding on Wakefield. And this one goes from bad to worse. So there's the call. Holding will be declined by Broughton. Let's get to the Riddle starters for the Broughton defense, brought to you by Riddle & Riddle when justice counts.
Up front, this is a group that'll get after the quarterback with Bull, Will, Bates, and Johnson. Linebackers goalie Amika Wiggins, and on the back end, Bailey, Cunningham, Smith, and Page. Want to keep everything in front tonight, that back line, the safeties and quarterback.
Loss of 6 on that first down play, which is the reason why Broughton declined the penalty. And Clopton deep in the gun. Dingle to his right on second down. Clopton keeps the ball low dangerously. Switches hands, in trouble, hemmed in, and he'll be brought down for a loss of maybe a couple more. And again, it's been a few weeks since we've seen Clopton quarterback this Wakefield offense. A little bit rusty out of the gates.
Here's the pass rush coming through. Darius Johnson, number 88, winning on the edge, and then the rest of that defense coming up to make the plays. There's Page, Bull, everybody getting involved for the Capitals.
Now third down and long, and about 16 here for the Wakefield Wolverines, who have been outscored their last couple of games 98-7 by Corinth Holders in Rollsville. Third down. Tosses to the outlet, Dingle, and he will be stood up just past the 25-yard line, driven back, and well short of the first down. So Wakefield will boot it away. So a fumbled snap on the second play from scrimmage, and now a 3-and-out in their second attempt.
And Broughton's defense flying around, doing a good job reading their keys, and that penalty pushing Wakefield back really behind the chains. And the Capitals here should set themselves up with good field position.
And Tyler Clutch back to kick it away. There's a look at Reeves Smith. Should be excellent field position here for the Capitals. Pressure coming up the middle. They almost got to him. It is high, it is short, and it will take a Capitals bounce down around the 45-yard line by Wakefield. So a ton of early momentum for the Broughton Capitals, and we'll get our first look at the quarterback back in control here. There's number 15, Hayden Hicks, who injured his knee in week 4 against Enloe. He's cleared and back in the quarterback slot tonight for Broughton.
And Hicks has a strong arm, and coming back here, a big boost for this Capitals offense.
Hicks 19 of 29 through the air this year. This is a team that does not throw all that much, but effective on the ground with Xavier Howard, number 3, and Barack Okeo, number 7. But Hicks will go deep. Has a man, just overshot him by maybe a yard or 2, looking for Austin Youngs. Out of the Riddle starters for Broughton, brought to you by Riddle and Riddle when justice counts.
Strong arm from Mix, and then Howard Okeo, our star running backs. Coppage, Smith, Townsend, really good skill players. Solomon, Collett, Wiggins, Potter, and Elbolaki up front. It's a big offensive line for Broughton.
Yeah, Howard and Okeo combined for almost 1,000 yards on the ground. This is Okeo trying the left, just driving the pile forward. Good gain on 2nd and 10. That'll be 3rd and manageable now for the Capitals as we flip over to the Riddle and Riddle starters on the defensive side for Wakefield. Brought to you by Riddle and Riddle when justice counts.
This Wolverines defense is going to have to stop the run tonight. There's Vargas, De La Cruz, McNair, Gallimore up front, Lowry, Loyola, Gardner, Smith, Tucker, Smara, and Williams on the back end. This group tonight, they want to get to 3rd down opportunities for the Capitals, and then they can bring their pass rush.
McNair, number 50, leads the Wolverines defense with 4 sacks. 3rd and about 4, and this is going to be about a yard short. But likely 4 down territory for the Capitals. First touch for Xavier Howard Morris. 4th and about 1. And a play called from the sideline. They will keep Hicks and the Broughton offense on the field. Need to reach just outside the 24. 4th and 1. Hicks, the give. Howard. And with forward momentum, that should be enough. And that will move the chains for Broughton.
And Howard's their go-to guy, getting the tough yards on 4th down. They call his number, and as he goes off this left side, there's the push up front. Good job by the offensive line, just getting enough. And there's Howard with that forward lean, crossing in front of that down marker, and this drive will continue.
That's our first Air Experts first down of the game. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today. AirExperts.com. Got just enough, maybe a half yard beyond what Xavier Howard and Broughton needed. First down for the Capitals here at the 34-yard line. 4-man front. Hicks will turn. He's throwing again. Going to the back corner of the end zone. Has a man over the shoulder. Juggling attempt. And it fell off of the fingertips of Jack Townsend. Got corkscrewed a bit as that pass was coming in. Twisted his body. Got a lot of fingers on it, but couldn't corral it.
A strong throw here from Hicks, and Broughton attacking this secondary, going for the big play, and it's tough over the shoulder, but I'd expect this offense to continue to take shots down the field. Got big play wide receivers and tight ends that they feel like they can stretch the field tonight.
Well, that footwork by Townsend just a little bit choppy on the approach. Football actually came in, caught him on the shoulder pad, almost brought it in. 2nd down. On the jet sweep, Okeo. Good yardage there again on 2nd and 10. Okeo will pick up about 6.
And you mentioned that tandem with Barack Okeo, Xavier Howard, both seniors, well over 1,000 yards combined on the season. Those two have been outstanding running the football and really have set the tempo for this offense. Their ability to pick up those tough yards, have big plays in the running game, and they've been senior leaders throughout their career.
And one of the guys we'll watch just ran the play in for Broughton, number 2, Reeves Smith. They come to the bottom of your screen on 3rd and 3. Again, very likely 4 down territory for the Capitals. Wolverine showing some pressure. Hicks, the quick give. Okeo, a cutback. Stiff arm. Toward the end zone goes Howard, and he is in. Howard takes it in. And a 13-0 early lead for the Capitals. Howard from around 27 yards out. That is his 11th touchdown of the year.
He is such an elusive running back, and he's a college prospect because of his talent. Watch him wait for that line to develop. There's a crease, and then he just takes off with quickness and speed, finishing off the run. And he's been playing his best football of his career, this being his senior year, and off the field, such a hard worker, a leader in this program. You can see the emotion, intensity over on the sideline that he brings to the huddle.
And whistles before the extra point try. Yeah, we saw shiftiness, we saw strength, we saw good vision by Howard. Marker is down. Prior, it's the PAT. And Derek Nunn as he goes against Wakefield. Now the play was called dead, so it's either a re-kick from the original spot, or Broughton could move it half the distance to the goal and could, I guess, consider going for 2 if they wanted to. But they will take the penalty and move the place kicker about 1.5 yards closer. Clean snap and driven through. 5 minutes and 1 second gone by, and the Broughton Capitals already up 2 scores on Wakefield. A fumble recovery by Cunningham, and Howard from 28 yards out, almost untouched. 14-0 Broughton. Stay tuned for the Medical Minute, brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. 14-0 lead for the Broughton Capitals. Barely more than 5 minutes have gone by, Jay, and this is a perfect start for the Broughton Capitals.
The defense creating that turnover, and then the offense moving the ball down the field on the ground, but you could see they want to go through the passing game for big plays, and there's some of their stars over on the sideline looking at the film, and they've done a good job with their bounce. And over on the other side for Wakefield, they're going to have to get a drive going here coming out on the field.
All right, James, we mentioned at the top, Wakefield just 1 conference win in their last 31 attempts. That came over Nightdale, a team no longer in their conference. And back in 2023, what has happened to the Wakefield program? Because you would know better than anyone, having spent some time in high school at Wakefield.
Well, there's just right now, they've had a lot of injuries, and this is a younger team, and they're trying to come along, progress, and I think right now for them, it's just all about staying together, staying positive, and making sure as a unit they just find ways to get improvement, find small wins. And again here, 14-0, still early on, but you have to regroup, and it starts right now.
All right, let's go downstairs. Madison has more.
Well, you guys said it. It's been a rough go for Wakefield, still searching for that first win of the season. But head coach Trent Wilson told me this team is filled with warriors. There are 38 players who show up every week ready to battle. He said last week's 55-point loss to Roseville was actually the most fun they've had all year, flying around, competing, and playing their best football. The message this week is bigger than wins and losses. It's about facing adversity and building character. And for Wakefield, the goal is simple. Like you said, Jay, stay excited, keep fighting, and just go 1-0 this week.
Third possession of the game for the Wolverines. Clopton will keep it on the ground this time. And not much there for Wakefield on first down. The carry by Naira Harrington.
Emmanuel Emeka, another senior linebacker, coming up to make the play, and there's a lot of strong leadership for Broughton. A lot of players that have played a lot of football in this defense and offense, and really trying to finish out their careers the right way.
Harrington remains in the backfield, has not had a lot of varsity reps in the backfield so far this year for Wakefield. Clopton on 2nd and 12. He will throw, and again dumps out. Harrington can't get away. Nice open field tackle in the slot by Hudson Gilly. Third down.
And goalie, the linebacker, tracks it down. It's tough to have big plays when you're going against a defense that's sound tackling. And here's goalie. He reads it, brings them down to force 3rd and long.
As a look at Gully, part of this terrific Broughton defense. They've had their moments over the year. He's the top tackler. 32 coming into the campaign, but it's really defense by committee, especially in the front 7. 3rd and 12. Important 3rd down moment here for Wakefield, trying to find anything to hang their hat on here in this first quarter. passing game so far. We've seen one slant over the middle. The others have just been kind of outlets from the backs. And we get delay of game now against Wakefield. There's 3 penalties now on the Wolverines in this opening quarter. And Trent Wilson, he's been around a long time in this Wakefield program. An assistant coach since back in 2007. An assistant basketball coach since 2010. He's been with Wakefield almost 2 decades. 3rd and long across the middle and knocked down off of the hands, incomplete. Looking for Lee Bowie when the wide receiver. He did have a step. It almost felt like he sensed some contact was coming, which is always the concern when you go over the middle here.
You see those defenders coming over to try to make the big play, and that's difficult going over there knowing there's going to be contact and force a punting situation for the Wolverines.
Reeve Smith back to return right at midfield for Broughton. Already up 14 points. Low snap handled, and another very, very short kick. Takes a hop through the middle toward the 35-yard line, rolls dead there in a very short field. The Capitals already leading by 14.
Right now, Capitals, another drive coming out here where they've got excellent field position. We saw the last drive them throwing the ball down the field. I'd expect them to continue attack through the air with Hicks coming back in. You see that strong arm, that leadership that he brings to the huddle. Really good command of the pocket. He's got talented skill players beside him and out wide.
.5:11 left in the opening quarter. 14-0 lead for the Capitals. They're on offense again. And here's the give to the right side. Howard cuts it back around the numbers, drags a tackler down inside the 20. And Broughton one play into this possession into the red zone.
Yeah, for the Capitals right now, they're getting good push up front. See everybody just wash down that left side, then the kick out block on the right, and Howard getting out to the edge. He's so difficult to bring down with those strong legs.
So into the reel it in red zone with Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack from boat to bite. Done right. An excellent lead block by Chase Coppage, number 10, to spring Howard for that big run. So Coppage lined up behind Hicks to his left. Okoye to the right, and it will be Coppage on the carry. Stays inside the tackles for a couple of yards.
Wakefield's defense needs a stop right here. You're a Wolverine, you're thinking turnover, force a field goal. There's got to be that pressure, especially on that defensive line, and there's Jahan De La Cruz, number 55, getting the push up front.
No gain. 2nd down. Okeo had set up as the wing to the right, and he'll be used on a lot of different formations. Cuts it back here. Okeo striving toward the 5-yard line, tumbled forward, and that will be enough for a 1st and goal for the Capitals.
With Okeo and Howard, there's balance in the backfield, and you can keep both guys fresh. And Okeo now comes over on that left side, just patient as he waits for everything to develop, and then shoots through the gap. And now you pick up another 1st down. This offensive line starting to get into a groove.
Air Experts 1st down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today. AirExperts.com. The give will not go to Okeo. Instead, coming to the right side, that's Austin Youngs, and he will go untouched into the end zone. A 3rd opening quarter touchdown for the Capitals. 20-0 Broughton.
Young's only a sophomore. All 3 backs have had success. And there's that blocking up front. And Young easily gets in the end zone. And the Capitals have gotten off to a perfect start. You get the turnover, defensive touchdown, and then 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Now after scoring the touchdown, Youngs will drive in his own extra point. So all 7 on that drive accounted for by number 42 for Broughton. 3:30 left in the 1st quarter. Capitals 1 defensive touchdown, 2 short fields, and 2 perfect drives. They're up by 3 scores.
And Coach McGuire talked about practice this week and how efficient they've been, how focused getting ready for this ball game. And right now, all that hard work has paid off as this crowd is full house tonight here for homecoming, and their team has come out here and they've been strong to start off this first quarter.
Well, they're having a great tailgate about a block and a half away from the football stadium before the game. You know, the floats, the flare, a lot of the purple and a lot of the gold here for Broughton. As we mentioned, this is an extremely proud and historic high school program across really all sports. Pistol Pete Maravich, my many other big names have worn the Broughton Capital colors over the course of this school's history. Look, they're out in droves here tonight. It's on homecoming. 21-0 Broughton. Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Always here when you need us. And this will be mishandled inside the 5-yard line. Trouble now again for the Wolverines. And being chased across the right side. Harrington goes down right around the 10. And right now the Wolverines just cannot get out of their own way. Plenty of mistakes in this opening quarter for Wakefield. And a long field and potentially a long night facing down against Wakefield. All right, so if you're Grayson Clopton, you missed the last couple of weeks as a quarterback here. You're 3 touchdowns down. Everything that could possibly go wrong in this first quarter has. How do you put the blinders on, Jay, and just try and grind out a drive?
I think first thing is, you've got to think, hey, listen, let's regroup. This game's 0-0, and let's just have a positive play. And you just try to string things together. Let's pick up a first down and try to gain a little bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence and see where it goes from there.
And again, they will dump it out of the backfield looking for Dingle. Looked like a part of his jersey was being held as that pass whistled his way, but no flags down. Second down.
And for Wakefield, you just have to find something that you can rely on, whether that's through the air or on the ground. But you have to find that here quickly, being down, facing adversity. It's tough when you're backed up. It's tough when you're on the road and things haven't been going well. But you have to try to find something that you can build on. And I think for them, this defensive front's been really good, but they've got to find a way to run the ball tonight.
I mean, there hasn't been a ton of pressure into the backfield from Broughton so far. As this pass is aired out, and that'll be incomplete around the 40-yard line. But most of the time we've seen the Wolverines throw the football, it's been one quick look across the middle and then a dump out to the outlet running back. We've seen that 3 or 4 times already. And we've also seen some pretty good speed on the perimeter defensively for Broughton. That's just not an ingredient to work tonight.
Well, and Clopton, he's a young player, and he'll be a tight end at the college level, but he's come in for Trent Wilson, and as Coach Wilson over there just talks so highly of his kids and the work they've put in and what he's trying to build in this program, which is excellent play on the field, but also excellence off the field. He cares so much about them, what they're doing in the classroom, and how they're developing as men.
Dingle deployed out of the backfield, empty backfield. Here comes some pressure back in the end zone, trouble, and thrown the sideline, picked off by Broughton, down the sideline toward the pylon, and bumped out of bounds. Chandler Wiggins with the interception for Broughton, and they're going to mark him down at the 1. Second turnover of this first quarter by Wakefield.
Now, Tom McGuire has to be so pleased with how aggressive his defense has been tonight. That's a 2 turnover. Good job jumping in the passing lane and creating that interception. Chandler Wiggins, the junior, with the big play. Reason to celebrate over on the sideline.
He is getting the business from his teammates there. Interception number 1 for Wiggins this year. And the Capitals are on the verge of a first quarter rout against Wakefield. They're at the 1-yard line. Up 21-0. We still have 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Handoff. Okeo to the left. Stood up, still driving forward, and he did not get in. Second and goal.
I'd expect Broughton to keep the ball on the ground. Their offense has gotten good push up front, had success. Their offensive coordinator, Hansel Phipps, likes to keep balance. And right now, when you've got a groove with your offensive line, your running game is working here inside the 10-yard line, you want to test out this defense and see if they can hold up.
Well, pick your poison right now. Okayo's on the right. Howard is on the left. And Coppage, the fullback. And it's going to go Okayo's way. That pass was released before Okayo looked back for it. Fortunately for the Capitals, that lands incomplete. That could have been a pick six the other way. Third down.
Good defense from Wakefield, reading that and making it difficult as they're quick to get out on the perimeter. You see, looks to throw it out wide to Okayo and in position, and really it's probably good that ball sailed a little bit, otherwise could have been possible turnover.
Just play this time.
And Caden Gardner, the defensive end, in perfect position.
Third and goal back at the 4-yard line. Okayo to the right. Howard once again to the left. You could run or throw here. They will run. Howard sprints right, cuts toward the pile line and scores. Second touchdown of the game by Xavier Howard, and it's 27-0 Broughton in the first quarter. Easing that one in from 4 yards out. Man, might be running out of music in this first quarter.
Bronze come out here and pounding it on the ground. Xavier Howard, what a first quarter coming through on that right side, showing off his speed. Another touchdown for the senior. And Tom McGuire just talks so highly of him. His character, his talent is obvious, and he's going to be a star at the next level in college.
Youngs with the extra point, his fourth of this opening quarter. We've only played 10 minutes of football time in this opening stanza. Broughton leads Wakefield 28-0. Again, Wakefield came in 0-7, Broughton 3-4. The Capitals have been routed their last couple of games by Rolesville and Millbrook, the two top teams in the Cap 8. But if you go back to a common opponent within the league, Corinth Holders. Broughton shut out Corinth Holders 38-0. Corinth Holders blanked Wakefield 36-0. Broughton is up 28-0 here in the first quarter. We've seen 2 turnovers by Wakefield in this first quarter, 3 penalties, no first downs, a couple of punts. It's hard to have a more dismal first quarter than what we've seen so far from Wakefield. We'll try to turn it around as we get another Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Always here when you need us. Returnable kick. And this is Harrington to the right side. Nice return by Harrington out to about the 28. Well, the time is now for the Wolverines. Who wants to step up? I mean, baby steps first, right? First down, positive play, move the chains once or twice.
I mean, you're right now coming out in the field, and yes, you're down big, but you have to find a spark. Somebody has to step up, and you've got to find a way to execute, or else things aren't going to change. And a lot of young players here in the program, but this is where you grow. When times are tough, when you're down, you have to stay together and keep a positive spirit, but it's about executing. They've got to find something to get going.
So Clopton out of the gun, Dingle to his left. 4 receiver formation, no tight ends. Quick pass to the right sideline. Stevens tries to spin away and is dropped right at the line of scrimmage by Kanan Page, number 4.
Dominic Stevens, a talented young player in the program. There's Clopton, 2 guys you can build for the future with, and Page coming up from his secondary position. Very physical, plays basketball as well, very talented in the back end.
Give Wakefield a pickup of 1. Clopton will throw. Now feels the pressure, spins away, and then gets dragged down. Football came out in the last second, but the play is called dead. And Kai Bates, number 51, just swallowed up Clopton. Third down.
This defense is just taking over right now. Here's the penetration, number 88. There's Johnson getting back there, as well as the rest of his defensive line teammates. That's Bates as well. You mentioned him, Patrick. Really good interior presence. 51 and 88 lined up next to each other. Those two coming off that right side.
Clock ticking down into the final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. 3rd and a long 12 for the Wolverines. Play clock down to 1, and I believe a timeout was called just before it expired, and that's what we have. Timeout by Wakefield. Well, Jay, take us to the sideline here for Wakefield. First hand look for Trent Wilson and everything that has gone awry for the Wolverines, and this third offensive series not going any better for Wakefield. How do you start to build that first block of the foundation?
Well, yeah, the first thing is everybody respects Coach Wilson so much. And yes, you're down. Yes, it's been tough here at the beginning of this ball game. But they're focused and locked in. And I think his message is, hey, listen, it's 3rd and 12. Let's protect up front. We need somebody to step up. And Clopton, let's make a good throw. Now, over on the other side, Tom McGuire and his team has come out here, and Patrick, they've been on fire. They've been clicking on all cylinders, and Chris Bates, the defensive coordinator, his son Kyan Bates just made a play, but that side of the ball has been physical. They've gotten in the backfield. They've created havoc, and I think his message is, hey, defensive line, we need pressure. Linebackers, safeties, secondary, keep everything in front. Do not allow anything over your head.
Yeah, just be relentless. That's what we've seen so far from Broughton on both sides. 3rd down for Clopton and Wakefield. Waning moments of this opening quarter that cannot end fast enough for the Wolverines. 3rd and 12. Some time for Clopton. Now tosses across the middle on the run, and even if that is ruled a catch, it short, and it is ruled incomplete off of the hands of Liabui. 4th down for Wakefield. They remain without a first down in this opening quarter.
Broughton's defense again stepping up. If that was caught, they were in position. But here is a clean pocket. There's time for Clopton, and gets the ball out. Just, again, the timing not there. Broughton in position. It's tough when it's 3rd and 12. And Broughton set themselves up because of their excellent play to make it difficult, and Wakefield is going to have to punt again.
And there's the long snap. And the boot away by Clutch. Lands right at midfield. Takes a somewhat Wakefield bounce into the sideline with 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 28-0 Broughton. Has been a perfect first quarter for the Capitals. 1 defensive touchdown and 3 possessions offensively for Broughton that have all resulted in scores. And again, for those macabre football fans out there at the high school level here in the state of North Carolina, the running clock does not begin until the second half with a margin of 35 or more. I mean, Broughton, if they score on this possession, would be up potentially 35. Well, that fate for Wakefield would not begin until the second half if it holds. And here is Akeo. He will take it for about 6, and that will take us to the end of the opening quarter. Homecoming in the state's capital. Broughton is running away from Wakefield. 28-0 Capital lead. We're through 1 at Broughton High.
Well, it is obvious that the Wolverines need a huge stop on defense right now, but the priority for Trent Wilson on the sidelines is his offense. He's checked in with each player individually, making sure that they are still locked in. He pulled Grayson Clopton aside and told him, you just need to take a deep breath and calm down. It is clear that this team is very frustrated, but Grayson Clopton is trying to get his guys to rally around. It is clear that he wants to get something going on offense, guys, to look for them to be reset and renewed when they take the field next. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Madison. Time for the Stars and Strikes game summary for the first quarter. Getaway played Stars and Strikes in Raleigh on Capitol Boulevard, James.
Well, the turnovers and the penalties, those are the areas they've got to make sure they clean up. And for Broughton, everything has been going well. Those 87 yards have come with short fields, and looking for another drive right here.
Yeah, second down and 5. They swing it out to the left side. Catch is made. That will move the chains. First down for Broughton on the reception. Kai Lachata for 84. So already we're seeing some second and third level players for the Capitals get some reps as this second quarter gets underway. Arthritis knee and pain centers first down. Arthritis knee pain relief without surgery or opioids. Back inside Wolverine territory. Hayden Hicks will give it. Coppage down to the 40.
And Coppage plays fullback, running back, very versatile in the backfield. We've seen different backs getting carries here tonight, Patrick. This is a deep running back room for Tom McGuire.
Coppage for about 6. Shot number 84 brings the play in. Split out to the left side on second down. 2 touchdown carries the opening quarter by number 3, Howard. Tight formation on second down. Howard in motion. Bit of a broken play. Hicks for maybe 1.
And we talk about wins for Wakefield. This would be one here, getting off the field. Now, Broughton doesn't pick it up with where they're at. They may go for it, but this defense, this is where, hey, listen, we got to make a play. We've got to do something to jumpstart our team.
Third and 4. Smith has one-on-one coverage at the bottom of your screen. Instead, Howard gets the call, downhill run, and powering forward down inside the 35. That will be enough to move the chains for the Capitals.
And Broughton just relies on their ground attack. And look at that offensive line up front working together. Such a nice job in unison, hat on a hat. Doing enough to get that push. And with that offensive line of Matthew Solomon, Saxton Collett, Braylon Wiggins, Nathan Potter, Kareem Obalaki, that group doing the job tonight, and those running backs are benefiting from the effort they're doing up front on that offensive line.
I mean, if you're the Wolverines, at least defensively, you're thinking, well, we had him third and medium there, didn't get the stop, but I guess, again, you're looking for any shell to be lifted up and find a ball underneath, and that might be one moment for the Wolverines as the clock stops momentarily. One more delay of a game. This will be the first penalty of the game against Broughton. Look at the Broughton head coach Tom McGuire, now in his 4th year, native of Somers, New York. Was the interim before this Broughton team most of the 22 season, and elevated officially that offseason. First down carry, bumping off some tacklers. Austin Youngs just will not be denied. Down to about the 31-yard line. Nice pickup by Youngs. Scored a touchdown. What, 3 carries now out of the backfield. Perfect on PATs. Kind of doing it all in this first half.
He's a tough runner, only a sophomore, so multiple years left in this program, and follow in the footsteps of Akeo and Howard, really good role models. And there's Reeve Smith coming in back to the ball game, number 2, and we highlighted him in the open, Patrick, and Another one of those senior stars that's done so much and provided such an impact on both sides of the ball.
And no need really to look his way offensively yet. Here's Howard to the right, has some room. There's that cutback. Somehow got his jersey evacuated from that hand. Now he goes down the right side, fixes his face mask and runs it in. He did it all. And a swim move to celebrate to the end zone. A third touchdown of his first half by Xavier Howard. 34-0 Broughton.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and this extra effort and the relentlessness to not go down. Wakefield had him cornered. Looked like he was going to get tackled, and there's the push. There's Coppage, Collett as well. He just gets spinned around, keeps his balance, and then the speed to get to the edge. And what a night with 3 touchdowns already from the senior.
Extra point, booted up and through, and with 8:35 to go on the third touchdown carry of the night by that man, Xavier Howard. The Capitals are in running clock territory, but too soon. 35-0 Capitals. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Red lights are certainly flashing for the Wakefield Wolverines. They're down 35-0 early in the second quarter. Jay, you and I have done a lot of high school football games over the years. I don't remember when a game has gotten into running clock territory this early in a contest when the rules don't even allow it to happen here. Big now moment for Wakefield just to make sure their team doesn't just roll over and give up in this one.
I think Broughton's come out here and they just played perfectly, and this is a Wakefield team that's got to find a way to get something positive. You know, we've talked in the past couple drives about a spark, somebody stepping up, and you know, right now this is where you learn a lot when you're down, especially in this spot with a young team. You're trying to develop that culture. You know, Trent Wilson's trying to stay positive over on that sideline and get his team going.
And we'll see if Harrington can be the spark on this kickoff return. Out across the 30. That's where the drive will begin for the Wolverines. We've seen 3 Crossroads forward touchdowns by Xavier Howard. 28 yards, 4 yards. That last one covered 31. All brought to you by Crossroads Ford, the Ford store that gives you more. Penalty on that kickoff return. This looks like it is going against the Wolverines. Derek Nunn, our referee tonight in the white hat. Officiated for 20 years. He's a native of Cleveland, Ohio. Called a couple of state championship games as well. Still awaiting the call. And it's unsportsmanlike against Broughton. So this will be 15 yards marked off the other way. So this will be the best field position starting for Wakefield this entire game. But now the officials want to make sure they have the football spot in the right spot here. So now they will mark off the penalty. So 15 tacked on. Let's be out near midfield for the Wolverines to begin this drive. All the way to about the 47. Well, Jay, I think it'd be one thing for Wakefield if this were week 1. But, I mean, they have endured, a couple of close losses, but otherwise a lot of one-sided contests this year. And here we are now in week 8, and they're still winless. And now here's a big play. And oh, man, it's dropped. It was going to be the biggest play of the game, the first down tonight for Wakefield. Grayson Broughton, though, it is a clean drop.
Now this is a clean area to operate for Clopton. He throws it up there, and this would have been the big play. And they're just trying to make something happen after the catch. You got to bring it in first. I'm sure Wakefield will go back to that play, and you know what? Go ahead, attack. Throw those deep passes. Try to create something big. And again, I'd expect them to try to test out this secondary of Broughton and let it loose.
I mean, you're exactly right. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing to lose right now for the Wolverines. Loosen up the defense if you can. It's a perfect throw. Ball should have been caught. 2nd and 10. Quick toss, leaping Peyton Stevens. And he's met by some serious resistance right at the original line of scrimmage. Liam Bailey held him up, and it's 3rd down.
Bailey excellent in coverage, physical, as Clopton's getting the message over on the sideline. 3rd and long coming up for the Wolverines, and the offensive line needs to create a clean pocket to allow the sophomore time to throw.
Third and 9. Wolverines still endeavoring for their first down of the game. Out near midfield, 3rd and long. Clopton searching, scanning, now tucks it in, and he'll be dropped right around midfield. And the ball, I think, was pulled out of his hands and taken away by Broughton. It'll be a fumble recovery. Was that Chris Wilkins, number 61, who just ripped it right out of the hands? Either he or perhaps Chase Will. It looked like Chris Wilkins, number 61, got in there, and as Clopton's about to go down, the ball is just ripped right out of his hands. Watch number 61 right here and pull it right out. The ball's down, and there's the recovery. So a 3rd turnover by Wakefield this first half.
An excellent effort from Broughton, just going after the ball, stripping it, and then hustling over. This defense has created the big plays, giving the ball back to the offense. Wakefield looked like they had a couple plays there on that drive, just not able to move the chains in this offense again. I mean, they've been midfield on it and inside of that on 3 different drives. The first drive.
Hicks wanting to throw again, tosses back against the grain, finds Townsend. Stutter step move and carry down inside the 35. But yeah, well, basically nothing has gone right for Wakefield. They have had a couple of drops, though, on a couple of pretty well thrown balls by Clopton in this first half. And the biggest transgression was that Broughton drop a moment ago. As Broughton with Hayden Hicks throws for another first down.
And for Wakefield, we talked about Maddox Lowry, the star middle linebacker, number 7 for the Wolverines, and such a great player, and an opportunity for him to try to create a turnover and rally his teammates.
Maybe a yard of that first down carry. Gage Hook, number 22, on the call. Now, very important for the Wolverines to just maintain their composure, as difficult as that is at this moment. And nobody wants to be out in the field in a contest like this where everything is just snowballed downhill against you. Hicks will keep it on the ground to about the 30. KO will set up a third, about 6.
KO here going over on the left side. Hansel Phipps leaning on his ground attack, and the Wolverines coming over doing a pretty good job rallying. Another 3rd down coming up where, hey, can we get off the field? These guys are playing so hard. I know they're down. But you do admire the effort in a tough circumstance here, just continue to try to fight.
So Titus Gallimore, who made that tackle, trying to gasp and get a little bit more air. The thing you have to keep in mind, this defense for Wakefield has been on the field this first half a ton of time. And the D will set up a 4th down here for Broughton. 5:15 and counting here in this second quarter. It looks like we will see Broughton attempt a field goal here. Talbot Long, the senior place kicker, is out, and he's going to attempt what would be about a 45-yard field goal. Dean Calvillo will hold. Test out the leg of Talbot Long, the lefty. On the way and hooked it. So the defense gets a hold for Wakefield. Still 35-0 as Long snap hooks one from 45. 4:40 left first half. All Capitals on homecoming. Broughton 35, Wakefield nothing. Wolverines football when we return. A reminder, fans, stay tuned for the Affordable Dentures and Implants halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes, interviews from both coaches, highlights, and more. Affordable Dentures and Implants. Save 15% on your dental treatment plan. Visit AffordableDentures.com. Patrick Keenan, Jay Sonehalter up in the booth. Madison Little down on the sidelines. 35-0 Broughton on top of Wakefield. The winless Wolverines, though, did get a stop. A missed field goal a moment ago by Talbot Long. And the Wolverine offense will get one more crack here. Again, it has been a completely dry first half for Wakefield. No points. 3 turnovers. And not even a first down yet in this contest for Wakefield. Now they do make a quarterback change, though. Tristan Carbis, who was available, we found out before the game tonight, is in for his first reps. He wants to throw on first down. Tips it incomplete. Looking across the middle. Second down.
And Carbis, a gunslinger. He's got a strong arm. He'll let it fly. As he goes over to Trent Wilson. Gets the play. And he's been out for a few weeks. But him coming back in here in relief, you know, I think they're going to continue to be aggressive, trying to throw the ball down. I know you're down a lot, but at this point, hey, new quarterback in, go ahead and let him go ahead and test out this secondary. There's Clopton, number 4, who was the quarterback. The tight end split out in the slot. There he is, number 4.
So Carbis, he's thrown for 121 yards over this campaign. One of 3 quarterbacks used by the Wolverines this year. He will dart forward and get dropped around the 25-yard line. Third down.
And Carbis is senior. Here he is again going over, getting the play, and that's 3rd and medium, and he's got some legs. And looking down the field, reads the defense is not there, and this is what he can do. Pick up positive yards. Nice job tracking him down from Hudson Goalie, the middle linebacker.
All right, 3rd and 6. Clock now below 4 minutes for the first half. And Clopton again in that right slot. And some jumping on that line. And this will go on Broughton. Not quite enough to move the chains, but it'll be a 3rd and maybe 1 here for the Wakefield Wolverines.
Tom McGuire's done an excellent job with this team right now. What a start. I mean, coming out, you get to halftime, everything's checked the boxes, offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, it is marked enough for a first down. Now we get a marker down. I believe this is an illegal shift on Wakefield out of the backfield. Looked like Kylan Dingle was kind of sloping forward coming out of the backfield, and illegal procedure will cost Wakefield 5 yards. So that is the first down of the game for Wakefield. It comes via penalty. Homecoming at Broughton this week, so a little bit longer and extended halftime show for the fans with the homecoming court and festivities. Pressure in the backfield and thrown down hard. Carvis goes down. Kai Bates, number 51, right there, along with Cameron McCullers, number 45. And the first big sack by the Broughton defensive front four.
Well, Bates, along with McCullers and everybody else, just feasting right there, getting back quickly, creating havoc. This Broughton defense has been really good all season long, and they've come out here and been solid on all 3 levels.
Also all the way back at the 14-yard line. I mean, I felt the pain of that body slam by Kai Bates on that sack. Senior interior defensive lineman. 3rd down. Carvis, 3-step drop. Moving forward, throws toward the sideline, and this ball, is it intercepted? Yes, it is. Interception by Broughton. It's the 4th turnover of the half by Wakefield. And it's Chandler Wiggins with the pick. That is hands underneath that ball, inches off of the ground.
Really good work here from Wiggins as he's in coverage. Then comes off the wide receiver, jumps in the passing lane, keeps his hands right underneath it. It's a good look there. Keeping it up, twisting it over, making sure it doesn't hit the ground. What a play.
And Jay, that's his second interception of the game for Chandler Wiggins. And this drive begins the 20-yard line of Wakefield. Hicks, he's throwing, has a man to the right side, caught by Youngs. And Young's down inside the 10. Left all alone in the right flat. Good for about 11. Sets up 1st and goal.
He's versatile coming in the backfield. And Hicks throws it up to him. Good job layering that ball over the linebackers. Young's running back and split him out. Very versatile player for this offense.
Back into the Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack red zone. The reel it in red zone from boat to bite done right. 1st and goal from the 9. Hicks, quick toss left side. Howard, he's running in 3 times, gets out another tackle and takes it in again. 3 rushing touchdowns and now 1 receiving touchdown for Xavier Howard. 41-0 Broughton late first half. Have a night.
He just said it to the camera. That's 4. His recruiting profile should rise after this ball game. So productive. Now he shows off his hands, goes up, gets it, and then makes something happen. There it is.
(42-0) Broughton. How about Hicks? There he is, number 3. Howard, a 20-yard touchdown run midway through that first quarter. 4-yard touchdown run late in the first quarter. He went for 31 early in the second. And out of the backfield, takes it in from 9 yards out of the pass from a Hicks. 4 touchdowns for Xavier Howard.
And Tom McGuire talks so highly of Howard. And it's obvious how great of a player he is. But you learn about these kids off the field and their character, their work ethic, and what they mean to a program. And he just talks so highly about what he's meant to this team and just how infectious his attitude is.
We saw Tom McGuire on that Broughton Capital sideline very stoic. Again, you get into a situation like this, you know your kids are excited, they're having a heck of a game, but he wants to ensure that they are winning this game the right way with 2 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And this game is huge. This is a conference matchup, and for Broughton, that push towards the playoffs. Again, that fourth win, trying to finish the season strong, and seeding is going to be so important in the 8A, and every win will be huge as far as moving them up in the rankings.
Timeout taken by Wakefield just as Talbot Long was ready to strike that football. 2:13 remaining first half. 42-0 in favor of Broughton. A reminder, stay tuned for the Medical Minute brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Whole lot coming up at halftime. And a reminder coming up in 2:13, it will be the Affordable Dentures and Implants halftime report. Tateman Atkinson Scholar athletes, interviews, highlights, and a whole lot more. Affordable Dentures and Implants. You can save 15% on your dental treatment plan. Visit affordabledentures.com. A lot of long faces on that Wakefield sideline, but the effort's still there by the Wolverines, and that's really all that Trent Wilson can ask for at this stage of the game. Only one first down that came via penalty in their last possession, but it ended on yet another turnover. 3 in this first half. 2 picks, one by each of the 2 quarterbacks we've seen so far for Wakefield. Clopton threw one, Carba's the other. Wiggins intercepted them both. Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Always here when you need us. And a touchback will start this drive at the 20. So we see Clopton put the helmet back on. We saw him as a split wide receiver in that last possession when Carbers came off the sideline to quarterback. It looks like this is going to be the series back to Clopton. So Carbers remains on the sideline after that one series. And Grayson Clopton will try to wreck this Wakefield offense to something here in the final couple of minutes. Dingle in the backfield. Stevens in motion. And Clopton deep down the left sideline. And Brogdon makes the catch, gets away, stayed in bounds, and Brogdon down the sideline, tackled inside the 10. He broke away from Cameron Moore, and Grayson Brogdon made the catch and then got out of a fistful of jersey down that sideline.
And this is 2 sophomores, Clopton to Brogdon, both guys making a play, and so close on that sideline. He tight ropes it, and Brogdon hauls it in, keeps his balance, and almost gets in the end zone, but nice play from the Wolverines.
I mean, there were 2 steps, millimeters from that white, but it looked like he kept his feet off of it.
Great
all the way down to about the 9-yard line. 71 yards on that reception. First and goal inside the Saltwater Seafood red zone for Wakefield. They're both to bite, done right. Now we'll see what Clopton can engineer. On the ground, Dingle to the left. Still driving forward. Dingle inside the 5 to about the 3.
Well, this would be huge for Wakefield. If you can get something here, finish off this drive, and I think you have to. At this point, if you're in the huddle, hey, whatever it takes to get in, run the ball, go for it on 4th down. You know, let's just get it in the end zone. Let's get something to be positive about at the break.
I will also say this: if they get it in the end zone, they're going for 2. Because if they don't get it, it's a running clock when the second half starts. If they do, you could play straight up football, and they are going to get that chance. I believe maybe a yard short. 3rd and goal.
Here it is. This is close. Top camera, you see the blocking up front. And Broughton coming over to make the stop. Owen McCallum, the junior. sealing things off.
And an elbow just touchdown. 3rd down and goal. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Wakefield trying to get in the end zone here. One more time. Up the middle and pulled back by the defensive line. No signal yet. And looks like it is going to be 4th and goal from the 1. Wakefield has 1 timeout left. They'd be wise to use it here, and they do. Stop the clock with 22 seconds left.
Broughton came in off the edge. There was good interior push. The quickness, though, that defense closed very quickly. And you have to go for it here, one play to get in the end zone.
I mean, I can't begin to express just how important this play is here for Wakefield, just for their psyche and morale. Exactly right. I mean, if you're in, you're feeling certainly a little bit better about the way things have materialized in this first half. But if you get stoned here on 4th and goal at the 1, after that long pass play, you might be scratching your head saying, well, how bad can this get?
And Trent Wilson over there keeping everybody together and such a positive influence for this team. You know, hey, listen, when we face tough times, let's pick our heads up. Let's continue to fight. Let's be positive and let's have fun. And, you know, the message coming out here is let's finish off this drive.
All right, 4th and goal. Here we go. And they will give it to Dingle. Dingle toward the goal line. He's in. Dingle from a yard out gets Wakefield on the board. On the 4th crack. And the 3rd from the 1-yard line. Tylen Dingle, the sophomore running back that they like a lot for his future, gets Wakefield on the board.
And Maddox Lowry had a key block, and Dingle comes through there, and just that power, the push, fighting through the contact, and good for Wakefield here.
Jay, they're kicking the extra point. They're kicking the extra point. I'm surprised. If they go for 2 and get it, it's not a running clock. They're kicking the extra point, which means it would be a running clock when the 3rd quarter begins. The kick is good. 42-7. Interesting decision. 42-7 Broughton. But for Wakefield, the big long pass play set it all up, and that's good to see.
You see those guys over there. Hey, it's tough. Football's a difficult game to begin with, and when you're down, when things aren't going your way, you've got to stay together, and good for them to have a positive play, a positive drive getting on the board. You know, again, Patrick, this is a young team. There's so many building blocks in this program, and there's guys that have stayed with it for 4 years that are seniors, and some of these younger guys too that are coming up through the program, and Wakefield will have better days just fighting through this adversity right now that's faced them in a big way.
So the 1-yard touchdown run brought to you by Crossroads Ford, the Ford store that gives him more. Dingle on the carry, his first rushing touchdown of the year. 42-7 Broughton. Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff, always here when you need us. Returnable kick, a little hesitation, bursting through, and the return to beyond the 35-yard line. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Broughton up 42-7. That's a fine return, and likely one knee here for the Broughton Capitals to take us to halftime. And now Carson Carroll off the sideline. He'll get his first reps as the quarterback for the Capitals. But this one likely won't count for much. Wakefield out of timeouts, and sure enough, Carroll drops to a knee, and they will bring us to halftime. Impressive half for the Broughton Capitals, and a 4-touchdown first half for Xavier Howard. 3 on the ground, 1 through the air, and a very impressive first half for the Capitals with a 42-7 lead.
Yeah, they did it all. Special teams, offense, defense. Xavier Howard, Chandler Wiggins, those guys, a big first half. But this is a team right now that's playing the best football of their season. There's Howard continuing to run. Going over to the other sideline to get ready for the halftime festivities as part of the homecoming court. There's Bates as well.
And we'll have about a 23-minute halftime to accommodate all the homecoming festivities. Big first half, though, for the Broughton Capitals. 42-7 up on Wakefield. Let's go down to Madison.
Well, Coach, this defense has been able to put your offense on the field, who have been able to make big things happen. What can you say about your defense and how impactful they've been?
When they're playing their job and doing what they're supposed to do, they can be really good, and when they're not, it shows. But they've been running around and doing what they're supposed to do, and offense has come back to life. We just got to make sure we keep our foot on the gas pedal.
Well, Xavier Howard is in full form 4 times in the end zone. How do you continue to put him in position to be successful?
If you had noticed, he's been playing all over in the backfield, doing whatever it takes, and he can do it all. But he can't do it without the guys up front and the people in front of him. And credit to everybody for sure. But Xavier's unreal. We're going to keep it going.
Well, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach McGuire. Thank you, Madison. 42-7 at Broughton dancing tonight on homecoming. So far, it's a picture-perfect first half. 4 touchdowns for that man right there, Xavier Howard. Broughton up 42-7. The Affordable Dentures and Implants halftime report is next.
You're watching the Affordable Dentures and Implants halftime report. Save 15% on most dental treatment plans, $1,000 and more at Affordable Dentures and Implants. Visit affordabledentures.com.
Season Scholar Athletes of the Week, presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson, is Susan Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Wakefield High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Maddox Lowry. Maddox is a letter winner in football and wrestling, is top 5 in North Carolina in tackles this season, and carries a 4.33 GPA. Maddox is academic all-conference, helps organize community charity events, and volunteers with the Fathers Forever program. From Broughton High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Saxton Cullett. Saxton is football all-conference, ranks in the top 5% of his class, is one of North Carolina's most decorated rugby players, and carries a 4.56 GPA. Saxton is an AP Scholar with distinction, a member of National Honor Society, a member of Leadership Council, and is a recipient of the College Board Recognition Program Award. Saxton volunteers as a peer-to-peer tutor and is on track to graduate with the Silver Service Cord with over 125 hours of community service.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Once again, congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes of the Week. I am now joined by the assistant principal from Broughton High School, Anthony Groundiatsky. This game, homecoming of all games, and a huge lead for your team. How big is this for your student body?
No, it's awesome. I mean, this school year has been off to a great start, and we have an awesome school community that's super supportive, and you see everyone that came out tonight. But it's just awesome in the thick of the school year to, take a minute and really celebrate our student athletes, and seeing the success they have is even better.
And walking around, your student body found out this game was going to be televised, and they got super excited. What does it mean to be part of Friday Night Rivals?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Again, our football team's doing a great job this year with Coach McGuire. So I know all of our students coming out and supporting tonight. It's just cool to see them being put on display and showing off what Broughton has to offer.
Well, thank you so much for being here once again. This is Anthony Grondiowski, the assistant principal for Broughton High School. We'll be back with more of our halftime show right after this.
You're watching the Affordable Dentures and Implants Halftime Report. Save 15% on most dental treatment plans, $1,000 and more at Affordable Dentures and Implants. Visit affordabledentures.com.
Welcome back. I am happy to be joined by Heather Akery, the assistant principal for Wakefield High School. Coach Wilson told me earlier this week that this group of athletes has one of the highest grade point averages in the school. How does what they do in the classroom complement what they do on the field?
Certainly. So in order to be disciplined in the classroom, that skill really translates to the field and what they're doing in the weight room and how they're representing their team and their school in the hallways. And I know that's super important to our coach, and you see that in our students' performance in the school day.
You certainly do, and they were super excited to be part of Friday Night Rivals this week. What does that mean to your school?
It's super exciting to be a part of this, and it allows our community to support us even though we're a little ways from home, and allows us to really capture and showcase the highlights and the wonderful things our students and staff are doing. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure we have a lot of Wakefield fans joining in, but thank you so much again, Heather Akery, the assistant principal for Wakefield High School. We'll be back with more right after this.
You're watching the Affordable Dentures and Implants Halftime Report. Save 15% on most dental treatment plans, $1,000 and more at Affordable Dentures and Implants. Visit AffordableDentures.com.
Well, there's your halftime score on homecoming from Broughton High School. Capitals are running right over the Wolverines, 42-7. Patrick Keenan, Jay Solnhalter back up here in the booth. A little bit extra time on this halftime night in Raleigh. And Jay, before we get to our Stars and Strikes game summary, we'll take a look at some of the first half highlights, and unexpectedly so, they're all Broughton Capital highlights for the majority of the first half. Second play of the game.
Well, Broughton was amazing. Davis Cunningham coming out with the turnover, the fumble recovery, and the first touchdown getting on the board. Then Xavier Howard, the first of his 4 touchdowns, Patrick. He was huge in the first half, running the ball and catching the ball. And the senior running back got off to a hot start.
It was 28 yards out. That made it 14-0. Then it was Youngs around the right side for a 5-yard score. And we still had 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and it was already 21-0.
And this defense was outstanding, getting after the quarterback, making plays. Chandler Wiggins, here's one of his 2 interceptions, and a good job on the back end in coverage. And they went back to the ground game. Xavier Howard sprints in over on that right side.
That was Howard's second touchdown run. He was only halfway through his first half explosion. Look at him break this tackle, spin away, fix his face mask as he goes down the sideline, and then bring it in. And that was a 35-0 lead with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And here's Wakefield going ahead, being aggressive with a big play. Clopton to Grayson Brogdon down the sideline, and this set up their touchdown, getting the ball inside the 10-yard line. Then they finish it off. Good job there with power. Highland Dingle with the touchdown. Wakefield getting on the board as they went into the halftime break.
And your Stars and Strikes game summary for the first half. Get away and play at Stars and Strikes in Raleigh on Capitol Boulevard. One-sided numbers, as you might imagine. 4 turnovers in the first half for Wakefield.
Yeah, and Broughton taking advantage of those turnovers, 186 total yards, but they got those turnovers. They had short fields. They did it all on the ground and through the air, and they took over and really got off to that hot start and cruised through that first half.
All right, Jay, as we get toward the end of the high school regular season, playoffs are just a few weeks away. You know all about the rivalry games that take place late in conference seasons. Certainly the case in Garner tonight as the Garner Trojans take on South Garner. You talked with some players, the coaches, a few weeks ago before the year began. They're playing tonight.
It's intense, and there is hatred. There is respect, but both programs want this game so bad, and that community is tight-knit, and they love their football down there, and each team has top-level talent. I mean, these are big-time Division I recruits. A.J. Randall's for Garner's gotten offered from everybody this week. And then Iwatade and Obeke for South Garner, one going to Georgia, the other one going to Notre Dame. Deron Donald, Greg Green, 2 excellent coaches, and this rivalry is one of those ones where you have Garner, that's the school that's been there forever. South Garner is the new school, and those 2 clashing tonight, and I know a lot of people focused on that ball game and who's going to win that game in a very deep and talented conference.
All right, if you're new to the Triangle and want to learn about what that rivalry means between Garner and South Garner, have a look.
Ever since South Garner opened their doors, the Garner versus South Garner rivalry has been one of the most intense in the area. Garner has long been known for a brand of tough-nosed football, and Coach Deron Donald has certainly kept that intact.
It's just an honor to be able to coach in Trojan Stadium. You know, it's electric on Friday night, and so I tell my kids, don't take it for granted. It is an honor to wear that blue and gold.
The reward of victory in the rivalry game, how is it different?
Well, I think because it's in one community. 2 schools, you have Garner, Magna High School, and then you have, I call them White Oak High School, but South Garner High School, and they're trying to establish their own place as well. So it's all about trying to win the city. And so at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're on top and we represent the city well. And for the last couple of years, we're 2-0, and we expect for that to continue to happen.
South Garner is led by head coach Greg Green, who is counting on his star players this Friday night.
We want to be a name and a brand that is respected in this community. You know, we understand the top cars are blue and yellow from Little League all the way through high school, and then there's us. So we're always going to, you know, represent.
And I know this game means a lot to both programs. What does it mean to you?
Definitely want to beat them. You know, my freshman year, was the year varsity won, just to see like how happy they were to beat them. You know, I definitely want that joy back.
Dominate, execution, know what I'm doing, do my block, but also do it to the extreme. I'm trying to put them in the ground every single time.
What are your feelings on the Trojans?
We'll let the past talk. I don't have too much to say.
Well, with so much flavor, so many personalities. How about Igboko grabbing the microphone away from Jay and kind of taking control there? By the way, Garner trying to make it 3 straight wins over South Garner, leads 21-3 in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, South Garner's going to have to find a way to come back in that ball game, but Garner is known for their ground attack, the way they can run the football, and thus far they're having success and gotten out to a big lead.
We are winding down on our Friday Night Rivals coverage this year. 2 more games for us next week and then on Halloween. But for some look back at some of the great plays that we have seen over the course of this year, let's roll the tape. Friday Night Rivals from the Triangle.
Rowe, caught, Boone, got a block, and he'll score.
The Coleman Tyrants talked about Grena's ball placement.
Grena, touchdown! Where the end zone is caught. What a grab by Olu. Cueto. Good ball at the sticks. Catch first down, and it's List bouncing off, headed to the house. Here's Greenhope, so explosive. Pass too tall, intercepted. Picked off at the 38. Down the sideline with the pick, Jamari Bridges, and he gets a pick 6. 25.3. You don't have any timeouts remaining. For the end zone, caught, flag, 17.9 to go. 4 weeks ago to Southeast Raleigh as that one is batted down, loose ball, it's still on the turf, and it's going to be taken by Atunku for 6.
Looking downfield, pressure again. Flush to the right, stumbles, lost the football, inside the 5, touchdown, Millbrook. Deep in their own territory, but maybe not for long. Hooking up, there's the catch made by Harrington. Harrington will take it home. Mallard, the short side of the field, puts that head down, powers past one, still on his feet, heads toward the goal line, and look at him stretch, and he is in.
What's the vision every week?
Oh, look at that. There we go.
When you talk about this Broughton football team, their presence goes far beyond the field, guys. Head coach Tom McGuire told me this group is deeply involved in their community, both on campus and around town. But one of the highlights each year, this annual pep rally performance. It's become a tradition. The players pick an R&B song, learn the lyrics, choreograph a dance, and perform it in front of the entire school. Most recently, a full-on Boyz II Men tribute featuring none other than Coach McGuire himself. Safe to say they leave it all out there on and off the field, guys. And trust me, it was anything but old school. I'll call it Motown Philly. Back again, guys. Back up to you in the booth.
I should have gone to that.
You fit right in.
Yeah, there's some good dance moves.
As thrilled as those student sections are watching this dance, that doesn't compare to how happy Jay was about 10 minutes ago, fans, because unbeknownst to everybody out there watching, Jay had misplaced his rental car keys somewhere on the campus about a half hour before kickoff. So during timeouts, frantically trying to find where the keys were. They weren't anywhere in the press box, but they were lost in plain sight. Where were they, Jay?
They were in the truck. Josh found them, and during this broadcast, I've been a little stressed trying to find my keys. And Josh in the truck, and everybody came through.
Put a pin on that. Madison is down with Trent Wilson. Madison.
All right, Coach. In this second half, who do you look for to give you that offensive spark you need?
Good job on. We can get back at it. Got to tackle better on defense, those little things like that.
What was your final message to your team coming back out here?
So fight, so hard. There's no 35-point play, but there are stops, there are first downs, and then there's scores, and we have to just do our job.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
I think Trent Wilson right there, this is a team that he's trying to rally, trying to make sure everybody stays in it, and he's showing leadership in a tough situation. You need somebody to look up to and provide that strong voice, that motivation, and it's tough. I've been in situations where you're down big, things aren't going your way as a player, and you have to have somebody to kind of pull you out of that, and a strong presence and leadership, and Trent Wilson provides that for this young team.
I mean, Trent is expecting nothing short of the best from his players the second half. Jay, I'm expecting nothing but the best second half you've ever broadcast on these Friday night games. Now they have your keys. Where are they, by the way?
They're in my pocket.
Okay. We're going to check after every timeout. Make sure you have it.
Yeah, I don't think everybody on the outside knows the stress that I had throughout this first half. I found my car keys, so thank you all that went on the search. Josh, Ian, everybody I texted to find them. Thanks for coming through for me.
We've all had that moment of panic. We've misplaced our wallets. We've misplaced our smartphones. Our smartphones brick. You're losing all the info.
I'm going to leave at 6 a.m. in the morning to go to South Carolina, so I was going to have to walk or ride a bike or find a ride somehow. So anyways, I'm all good now.
Here we go.
We're ready to go.
Third quarter. Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Always here when you need us. One thing to keep in mind, despite that last-second touchdown by Wakefield in the second quarter to make it a 42-6 game, they opted to kick the extra point, not go for two. So as a consequence, the clock will run until if and when that 35-point lead gets smaller than 35. And Broughton is on offense. The clock kicks in, and we will motor down. First down carry, or maybe a couple yards off that left side. We will now see a lot of second stringers, younger players get some reps here for the Broughton Capitals. Tackle made by Gabe Loyola, number 34. Gage hook number 22. He is in the backfield. Austin Youngs, who has a rushing touchdown in this contest. He's off. There's the left side wing on 2nd and 7. This is Youngs, number 42, finds a little hole and muscles his way over the 40. That'll be good for a first down. And again, normally first downs would stop the clock to set the change. Not in this circumstance with a 35-point lead.
And Youngs has shown a lot tonight, Patrick. One of those running backs. He's had a catch out of the backfield, a young player. And he'll have more years in this program to show his talents. And here's the Wakefield defense. It just hasn't gone their way tonight. Some short fields for the Broughton offense, but I'm looking here in the second half to see how hard they fight and to try to finish this game strong in a tough circumstance being down.
What will indicate to you the fight from here?
What do you think? Well, the first thing, it's how hard you play, and if you're going to the whistle, and just watch them
go all the way and multiple guys coming over to try to make tackles. And the thing as a player, whether you're winning, whether you're Broughton right now or Wakefield, you're going to go back and watch this film. And as a player, it doesn't matter what the score is. If it's in the fourth quarter and you're not playing hard or you're not loafing, it'll be exposed in the film study. Everything you put out on film is watched and noticed by your teammates, and you want to play your best no matter what the game looks like.
Nice little play there. It's a misdirection. Young's out to midfield. 3rd and short for the Capitals. So Jack Thompson, number 43, is getting some reps. We likely have seen the end of Xavier Howard in the field in this ball game, I'd imagine, along with Okeo.
And there's a nice misdirection. Ansel Phipps, the offensive coordinator, does a really nice job trying to keep defenses off balance, calling the plays for Broughton, along with Tom McGuire, 2 excellent offensive minds that do a nice job with their deception.
3rd and 2. Youngs moving forward, and yes, Youngs will pick it up. The first down. The initial hole wasn't there, so nice patience. Then the little jump cut for the first down.
And Tom McGuire, when he talked to Madison at the break, acknowledged all the great things they were doing and wants his team to come out here and finish strong. And this is a group looking for their 4th win. Athens drive next week. They're going to be in the playoffs. Now, what's your seed going to be? How well are you playing? How are you developing? Are you playing your best football once you get to November? I think right now for Broughton, you've got an excellent opportunity finishing off this ball game, moving forward to set yourself up in a great position.
Well, look at the ball protection here by Broughton. Everything has been on the ground on this 3rd quarter opening drive. Need a couple, flag down. That will, for the moment, stop the clock. It's in that kind of defensive secondary area for Wakefield, well away from the play. So this could be maybe an unsportsmanlike call. We'll see. Derek Nunn, a referee. Lefty. So 3 of the 5 officials gather right around midfield. They're still discussing things. And now here's Derek with the call. It is unsportsmanlike, and it is on Wakefield and offsetting. We'll go back and take a look at what they all saw.
Let's see. These guys are fighting for the extra yards. Wakefield coming over. All right, there's the shove.
Yeah.
Well out of bounds. You can see him go deep into that sideline.
So they will replay the down. 2nd down and 8 on the 45-yard line. Clock restarts. Opening drive, 3rd quarter. Broughton in the purple and white, leading 42-7. And a hook for a couple. Again, we were talking about this late to the 2nd quarter as far as Tom McGuire's Broughton Capitals go, wanting to hold command on this game the right way, not rubbing the noses in it for the Wakefield Wolverines. And now the starters are on the sideline for the Capitals. It's been nothing but runs so far in this opening possession of the 3rd quarter, because this second half could fly by in an instant if Broughton is able to move the chains just methodically down the field as they're attempting to do here. 3rd and 8. Youngs hops past a man, and he's tumbled close. He might be a tad short. If so, it's less than a yard, and it would be 4th down.
And I think for Broughton, too, when you look at the rest of their schedule, you've got a running game with Xavier Howard, who's averaging over 6 yards per carry on the season. Barack Okeo, almost 10 yards per carry. Those two have really been the highlight of the season. On the offensive side, Hicks coming back healthy. He's shown a strong arm. You have Youngs having a big night tonight. Reeves Smith is an excellent wide receiver, veteran offensive line as they look to try to pick it up here. But you've got a lot of building blocks once you get to the playoffs.
4th down. Youngs tries the right, and that'll be close. Looked like he had a sliver of room. and then got knocked back just as he got to the marker. And this will depend on the spot here for Derek Dunn. And no signal yet. It's close. Dunn will eyeball it. He may call out the chains here. Nope. They didn't get it. Wakefield's defense turns him over on downs. So a 6:16 to go, third quarter. A near 6-minute drive ends with no points for the Capitals. Wakefield football when we come back. Stay tuned. Later in tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. So stay tuned for the school bus safety stop of the game a bit later on tonight. Well, Wakefield has got a defensive stop on 4 down. Clock will still run as we resume midway through the third quarter. 42-7, Broughton leading. Now, if the Wolverines score on this possession and we get back to normal football, down this sideline, good gain on first down. You see a couple of big runs after the catch by Grayson Brogdon, number 18 for the Wolverines. There's another example.
Brogdon only a sophomore, Clopton a sophomore. You know, we talked about these young guys. There's a lot of talent, things you can build upon for the Wolverines, and there he's just moving around. I mean, he looks like a natural quarterback. He's the tight end. He's going to be a Division I player at the tight end position. He's playing quarterback now. He has those natural instincts.
Air Experts first down. Clopton spinning. And another juggle and another drop. It's the third big drop of the game by the Wolverines. Late flag did sail in. Brogdon's had a couple of those drops that wouldn't have counted anyway. Holding on Wakefield. Clopton has thrown one of the 2 interceptions in the game, but he's made a fair number of good throws that have just been simply dropped by his receiving corps.
Well, I think, too, he's the guy, again, with these injuries, he's a natural tight end, and because of guys being out, he has stepped up and really sacrificed switching positions, and this is a guy that he has so much talent. I mean, think about how he's going to continue to develop once he moves back to tight end, but he's filling a void, and he's shown me a lot fighting through some of this adversity.
With the holder back outside the 50, Clopton finds room down the left side. Now has some open territory. He's inside the 35 before he's undercut around the ankles. And tackler on the 32. Owen McCallan got in there to cut him down.
And he's reading the field, has time, and then realizes, hey, I can take off and pick this up. And for as big as he is, 6'6", 225 pounds, can move that fast. You can see the talent and how he's going to continue to get bigger and faster.
We've been theming on Grayson Clopton. Madison has more on him.
Well, you guys, you talked about how he's a natural tight end, D-end, and I asked Coach Wilson, how did you settle on Grayson Clopton? And he told me they were just throwing the ball in practice, and he threw a tight spiral 40-yard pass, and he said, you're my guy if I ever get in a pinch. And Grayson told him, I'll do whatever it takes, Coach.
And that is another drop by Brogdon, who's a little slow to get up, and he may be hurt. That will stop the clock. And we will take a timeout as we check on Grayson Brogdon of Wakefield. 42-7, Broughton on top, 3:45 left third quarter. We're coming up in the fourth quarter of tonight's ball game. Jay and I will select the Central Carolina Chevy Dealers player of the game. Could it be that man for the Capitals? Wait and see. Busy your Central Carolina Chevy dealer today.
He's got my vote.
Xavier Howard, 4 touchdowns across the game, 3 in the ground, 1 through the air. He hasn't seen a single snap in the second half and probably won't. Wakefield on offense. That's thrown into traffic, incomplete. Grayson Brogdon did get up and walk fairly slowly off the field under his own power, though, in that last play. There he is, number 18. Helmet back on. Promising sign for him. Third down. Running clock with the Capitals leading by 35. Wakefield did score a touchdown in the waning seconds of the second quarter, but inexplicably opted to kick the extra point instead of go for 2. I was shocked that was the case. So the clock has been running since the third quarter began. 3 minutes to go in the third. This is third down for Wakefield. Clapton loading it up, brings it back, room up the middle. Well, he's taking a hit, doling it out, still on his feet inside the 20. Down goes Clapton. He's had a very impressive series here in this third quarter.
And I was talking to Coach Wilson before the game, and we're talking about, it kind of looks like Josh Allen, and he does. For a high school player, 6'6", 225. Look at the way Clapton moves. It has that same body type, that fearlessness running the football, and he is a load to bring down. Look at all those defenders trying to stop him. It took about 4 guys to bring him down finally.
And so the Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack red zone from boat to bite done right. Well, you wanted to see grit. That was a gritty run.
That was.
There's no feet first slide right there by Clapton.
Looking for contact.
Well, another mishandled snap. Who's going to fall on it? Nobody really does for Wakefield. Ball still loose. And at the last moment, the Wolverines, I believe, do get down on it. Dingle was there. Clapton was there. They both kind of looked at each other as the ball laid in between their feet. Nearly cost them another turnover.
I think for Wakefield, Patrick, it's just, if you can clean up some of these areas, you're going to give yourself a better chance. It's just a couple of miscommunications, not able to handle the snap exchange, the turnovers. If you just clean up those areas, again, you don't fall behind quickly, and you just try to mitigate those errors and mistakes.
Loss of 10, but it was Clapton who had dive bombed on that loose and kicked around football to save possession for Wakefield. Closing in on 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. Clapton faking. He'll heave it to the far corner of the end zone. Easily picked off, though, by Broughton. This will be returnable for the Capitals. And the third interception of the game. This one by Jack Vanoy. And the Capitals turn away Wakefield in the red zone. Late penalty marker comes in as the Capitals were celebrating on the field. Clock stops at 53 seconds. So 2 picks by Wiggins. That one by Vanoy. Right to the front right side of the end zone. And it's a legal block at the back on the return post interception.
And Clapton's going for it all, being aggressive. A strong arm, and here Benoit comes in front, tracks it down, and right on the goal line intercepts it. A nice return, getting it up the sideline. From a safety position, though, that's your job, is reading the eyes of the quarterback and playing center field and tracking down those long throws. And Benoit intercepts another pass and another turnover for this defense.
First varsity interception for Benoit. By the way, that almost squeezed all the way through. It got past the front tip of the football. He caught the back edge of that football, but squeezed it hard. Penalty will move the football back to about the 12-yard line. Now Carson Carroll, number 16, checks back in for Broughton. What could be the final play of this third quarter. Rapidly moving. Carroll, a little reversal ball, pops loose, picked up on a fortuitous hop by Broughton. That could have been disastrous inside their own 15-yard line, but on it was Austin Youngs. You never know which way that football is going to bounce, but right up and right in stride to Austin Young's. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Same score we saw at halftime. 12 minutes later, done with 3 on homecoming night. Broughton in control, leading Wakefield 42-7. Capitals are 12 quick minutes away from getting back to 500 at 4-4. Fourth quarter next. Broughton Capitals homecoming. Time for the Affordable Dentures Smile Cam. Smile/jam.
Smiling and dancing.
Yeah, I like it. Save 15% on most dental treatment plans. Thousands of dollars and more at Affordable Dentures and Implants.
They were out early, the cheerleaders and all the fans tailgating. There's a great crowd here tonight. The atmosphere has been awesome at Broughton right here down. It's such a historic school, Patrick. I mean, this school, everybody in the state knows about Broughton.
Always fun to come to a game here, whether it's Friday night rivals or during high school hoop season. We usually get to Broughton once over the course of a given year. First play, fourth down. There's the band. By the way, the chorus who delivered the national anthem from Broughton, some of their band members, some of their cheerleaders, and just the entire 30 or 40 person choir was fantastic with their national anthem. They do it all here at Broughton. They're having their way with Wakefield tonight. 42-7 lead. A couple of conference games remain for Broughton. Athens driving the road next week, and then they wrap up against Leesville Road. And getting away to at least avoid an initial tackle for loss is Dutch Holland, number 23, who is now on the field to lead this offense for Broughton.
Dutch Holland, a talented sophomore coming in, and Tom McGuire talked very highly of him and his ability, and an opportunity here in the fourth quarter.
So it's fourth down. We will see Broughton punt for the first time tonight. Ahmed Long will kick it away. Dingle back to return. This will land near the 50, take a very nice bounce for the Capitals down to about the 42-yard line. 10-20 and counting. We will pause those. We take a break as this rapidly moving second half takes us to the final curtain. Broughton up 42-7 on Wakefield. Early stages, fourth quarter. Broughton leading Wakefield 42-7. All right, Jay, let's check out the Stars and Strikes game summary through the third quarter. Getaway and play at Stars and Strikes in Raleigh on Capitol Boulevard.
Big night for Broughton. 0 turnovers, 222 total yards. I think Tom McGuire's going to be happy with the only 3 penalties. They protected the football. But Wakefield, though, on the other side, Patrick, they played much better here in the second half. They've had some big plays. Their defense has been more stout. So I think there's been some growing signs. But this has been the night for the Capitals.
First punts of the night on the Broughton Capitals, but on the punt team, the punt coverage team, Xavier Howard, who scored 4 touchdowns in the first half, didn't play an entire offense play in the second half because of the big lead. He was out there on the punt team. Looks like he cramped up a little bit. He was down on the field during that timeout. Looks like that left leg is kind of locking up on him a little bit. Look at that calf explode in the back of his leg. He's still feeling it. Madison Little might have a better view on what happened to Xavier Howard in that punt coverage. Either a cramp or maybe a little left ankle tweak. Clock will resume. 10 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. 42-7 in favor of Broughton. Brogdon goes in motion. Clopton nowhere to go. And taken down. Coverage sack. Tackle by Will McLaughlin, number 30 for Broughton.
McLaughlin, the junior, just keeps fighting up front. And as a pass rusher, sometimes you're not going to get that initial surge. It's about engaging, finding the quarterback, then throwing that lineman to the side to make the play. And the junior there getting a good rush and then finishing things off.
We've seen Wakefield the last 2 times they've been on offense. They moved the football.
They have.
Scored a touchdown once and an interception in the end zone. Depending on how things go, this might be their last offensive series. Marker is down. Hit out in the backfield by Harrington, but likely this one's coming back. Marker back in the region of offensive holding. Even as the officials sort out the penalty here, the clock will not stop. Yes, this will go on the Wolverines. And I think he pointed the wrong way. This is going on Wakefield, but Derek Nunn, our referee, pointed the wrong direction.
See over on that left side, the pool.
Well, I take it back. He did point the right direction. This is going on.
Wow. Okay.
Going on Broughton instead. I apologize to Derek Nunn. This is going on the Broughton Capitals. Defensive holding. Now to almost midfield. Who might have questioned a 20-year official in this game, eh?
It's all right. We can observe. I'm with you.
First down from near midfield. Clopton off his back foot, looking for Brogdon, finds him. Brogdon inside the 20 to the end zone. Stop the clock. 7:42 to play in the fourth quarter. Wakefield makes it a 42-13 game.
Wakefield's coming on here. Clopton hanging in. The nice throw. And Brogdon still fighting. Here we go. I mean, it's a nice throw over the top one-on-one coverage on the outside. Brogdon streaks into the end zone.
Jam, why is the clock still running? The clock is still running. It's inside 35 on that 51-yard touchdown pass from Clopton to Brogdon. And the clock should have stopped 30 seconds ago. On for the extra point. And this is snuck inside the left upright. 42-14. The officials now will signal for the clock to be stopped. 7:01. And it's a 42-14 lead for Broughton. 51 yards in the Wakefield score. Yeah, it's good to see some smiles on that Wakefield sideline. There is Grayson Clopton. 42-14 deficit, but he's had a very good second half. Some solid throws. 51-yard hookup with Grayson Brogdon. So a Grayson to Grayson connection, 42-14. And more importantly now, that will stop the running clock at 7:01, and Broughton will be back to return. So just getting word here, Jay, that once the running clock begins, even if the lead gets inside 35, I was wrong about this. I thought it did stop. Evidently, once you get it to 35 plus, it does not stop the rest of the game. So
this will continue to run even though we're at 28.
Breaking news for me. So I rescind my verbal volley on the clock operator a few moments ago. Why is the clock still running?
Did you say your verbal volley?
Verbal volley. Time for the Legacy Construction and Roofing kickoff. Legacy Construction and Roofing always here when they need us. 42-14. And the effort there by Wakefield goes out of bounds in the sideline. Marker down right around the 40-yard line or so. The clock indeed continues to run. What did the kids say now? My bad?
I still like the verbal volley. That was a good one. I'll tell you, Tom McGuire over on the sideline, though. Let's talk about the job tonight his team has done and what he's been able to do. I mean, this has been a great game. Let's see, there's Coach McGuire. This team tonight, I mean, playing with confidence. Everything's clicking here on homecoming. And when you have a homecoming game, you want to come out and play your best. And this has been their best game of the season.
All right, so Broughton back on offense, inside a handoff for maybe a yard. And now a late marker, a couple of them sail home well after the end of the play, likely unsportsmanlike as well. And now the clock will stop as they sort out these penalties. So I guess I should issue an on-air apology also to Trent Wilson, because I was kind of on him on why he didn't go for two when they were down 42-0 and scored. So obviously, since the rules are the rules the way they are, but that was before halftime. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about, Jay.
Well,
penalties will offset.
I'm with you. I'm your partner. I'm not going to say that. We're figuring this out together.
Yes, Jay does have his keys.
Yes.
And in the final analysis, that is the most important outcome of the night.
I found my keys. All is well.
I don't know how anybody would have found that, Jay. I mean, on the counter in the truck, right when he opened the door.
Everybody came through for me, and I appreciate everybody searching for me.
All right, second out for the Capitals. Turning back, and here's the handoff going to Nolan Bailey. A misdirection again. Bailey close to midfield. Here's a look at Nolan Bailey. Junior backup running back.
And for Broughton, we're going to have Athens Drive next week on the road. Then Patrick, they'll finish with Leesville Road. And then it's time for the playoffs. In the 8A, the biggest classification, it's so important for playoff season. So this is going to be a big victory for them as they continue to move forward here deep into October.
Third down. Handoff around the right side. Youngs has had a very impressive game, ripped out inside the 35-yard line for a first down for the Capitals. Coming into the game, he was not a real highlighted or spotlighted offensive weapon, but he's been a very key weapon tonight.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore. Dutch Holland, a sophomore in at quarterback. So bright future for these young players. There's number 42 with Okeo. Xavier Howard, both seniors. He's gotten carries tonight, and he has produced in a big way. Talented back, physical. He's a big kid with speed.
Arthritis knee and pain center's first down. Arthritis knee pain relief without surgery or opioids. 4.5 remaining. 42-14 Broughton. Dutch Holland continuing to run this show here for the Capitals. Handles the lowest snap. Gets it off to Bailey. The rhythm of that play was blown up on a snap that was tough for the quarterback to handle.
There's Wakefield getting in the backfield. Just the timing a little bit off, but for Wakefield, the situation, Patrick, I mean, I think they've done a much better job in the second half. It just feels like after the halftime break, Trent Wilson's message of fighting, finishing strong, playing hard, it's been received, and I've seen that. And these guys are continuing to battle. Even though they're down big, they are playing to the whistle.
Young's again for a couple. Now, again, the success that Wakefield has had in the second half has not really been against the ones of the Broughton Capitals, but I don't think that really matters for head coach Trent Wilson. I mean, he just wanted to see his team show some life, show some spirit, and some fight, and they did.
And he is so respected at Wakefield and has been at the school for so long and impacted so many athletes, but also just students, and somebody that everybody looks up to. And that voice, you talk about a tough season and a ball game that's not going your way, he's that strong voice and presence for the Wolverines.
Early departure there by Max Stewart on the offensive line for the Capitals.
Tom McGuire, just love talking with him. Both coaches, great guys. And Tom McGuire, this was a big week for them with homecoming and his team coming in here wanting a big win. And they've produced in a big way. And he's got to be excited about watching this film and going back and grading this tape and seeing all the big plays from his team.
Well, a little run blitz pays dividends for the Wolverines, and they get the stop on 3rd and long. As we wind things down, 2.5 to go in a one-way traffic game for the Broughton Capitals. Let's get to our Central Carolina Chevy Dealers player of the game. And Jay, no surprise, Xavier Howard with 4 scores tonight.
He was excellent, and what a night for him. Running the football, catching the ball in the backfield. He's a college prospect, and this is going to be a highlight film for him when he sends it to coaches. They're going to love what he was able to do tonight, showing off all his talents. He's a great kid, hard worker, leader. He's done it all, and well deserving of that award.
There he is, Xavier Howard, Central Carolina Chevy Dealers player of the game. Visit your Central Carolina Chevy dealer today. 4th down, and Wakefield will get one more touch on the football. It'll be a touchback on that punt with 1:45 to go. 42-14, Broughton on top of Wakefield. And now let's get to our school bus stop of the game.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
And Jay, that stop came on the second play of the contest from scrimmage. Turnover into the first score of the game for Broughton.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
There you have it, the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out. Jay, how critical was that to kind of just setting the tone tonight for Broughton?
It did. When you get off to a hot start at home with homecoming, it gave you great momentum, and Wakefield just couldn't capture what Broughton was able to do at the beginning of this ball game. Huge first quarter, scoring 28 points, and that's what really led them off in this ball game. There's Davis Cunningham, and the Capitals are ready to celebrate a huge victory.
One more snap if Wakefield wants to take it. And they will. Final play of the game. Clopton zigzagging forward. Laterals, no look to the sideline to Brogdon. Sneaks down the sideline, takes a big hit. And that is your ball game. A homecoming decisive win for Broughton. 42-14 over the Wakefield Wolverines. Broughton back to 500. Overall 4-4, 2-3 in the Cap 8 with contests against Athens Drive and Leesville Road on the way. And the Wolverines remain winless, 0-8. And they lose their 31st conference game out of their last 32 in a tough loss here at Broughton.
Wakefield, keep your heads up. Better days are ahead. Stay together and keep fighting. And Trent Wilson is going to keep this group together. They'll keep improving. And for Broughton, Tom McGuire with the homecoming win. Great job by his team. Excellent work. They were disciplined tonight, and they're going to celebrate this one and get ready for next week against Athens Drive.
All right, trophy presentation and a word with the head coach of the Broughton Capitals, Tom McGuire. All that when we return. Broughton 42, Wakefield 14 on Friday Night Rivals. It's a final on a homecoming. Broughton over Wakefield 42-14. Our Madison Little is downstairs with the head coach of the Capitals, Tom McGuire.
Well, Coach, a huge win for your team tonight. What did you prove with this performance?
That we're willing to bounce back and get to work after a couple tough weeks and take care of business and do what we know we can do, which is play well and have success.
Well, you had success on offense, defense, and special team. What impressed you most about this group?
Their relentlessness to step back and keep fighting after the last couple weeks, after some tough losses, and we're looking forward to finish the season strong.
You told me earlier this week that everyone needed a little bit of motivation. How do you use this win as motivation for the rest of the season?
Just something we can keep building on, and we know that we can keep doing it week in and week out. We just got to bring our A game.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Go enjoy your team.
Extra homecoming flavor as the Broughton Capitals take down Wakefield by a final score of 42-14. Well, we'd like to take a minute to thank all the great folks at Riddle & Riddle, University of North Carolina, Affordable Dentures, and Tatum and Atkinson who make all these games possible for all of our viewers at home. We'd also like to extend our thanks to the other great supporters for their contributions to Friday Night Rivals, Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the Chevy dealers of the Carolinas, Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack, Crossroads Ford, Legacy Construction and Roofing, and the NCDHHS. We'd also like to thank tonight's participating high schools and all of their administrators for their support at Wakefield High and right here at Broughton. Coming up next Friday, our penultimate Friday Night Rivals broadcast, the Knightdale Knights and the Heritage Huskies. Next Friday night, Jay, Madison, and I will be there for that one. So for Jay, for Madison, our entire crew, and for Jay's car keys,
all right,
located, Patrick Keenis from Broughton High School, thank you for watching. Final score, Broughton 42, Wakefield 14. Enjoy your weekend. Good night from Broughton High School.